4 August 2020, and I'm joined by Mr. Matapo from the Zimbabwe People Power Movement. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. Thank you very much, Mr. Mnangagwa. How about you?
Fantastic. So, Mr. Matapo, today I want to start with the current events in Zimbabwe. There has been a marked change in the way ED Mnangagwa is responding to events. Almost all the press conferences that ZANU-PF is giving, they are blaming the West for problems in Zimbabwe. What do you think is happening?
Yes, that is very true. I can see that ED Mnangagwa is blaming the West, and yet when he got in, he got a lot of support from the West. It's surprising that today he has changed. This is all because of his failures. He does not want to acknowledge that he has failed, and he continues to fail. But I pointed out this same fact just before he got into power. When some people were talking about him, I said, Mnangagwa is potentially worse than Mugabe. He is useless in terms of strategic planning. Mnangagwa himself is totally useless. I don't understand, and I don't know why there were people who were supporting him, who were saying that we should give Mnangagwa a chance. What chance do you give to such a person who is clueless, who does not, who attained the name crocodile simply because he was killing people, he was doing shady deals, he was doing dirty things. So the West suddenly have seen that Mnangagwa is a useless person. He is actually worse in terms of the way he does things. When he met people in Matabele together with the parents Shiri, it did not come out clearly because there was Mugabe on top. But now that Mugabe is no longer on top, he is doing it openly, and everybody can see that this is a worst monster that we have ever had. And so he is saying that so as to cover up his own mistakes, his own demises. This is the point where we are now. This is why he is blaming the West and everyone else. He is running short of support left, right, and center. And this is very good for the people of Zimbabwe if we take advantage of this situation and make use of it to our best advantage.
Okay, you are saying Mnangagwa is running out of support. What kind of support are we talking about? Is it in Africa? Is it globally? Yes. The African Union and SADC not supporting Mnangagwa?
Yes, it's global support. And this global support, of course, it also includes some support from SADC. Yes, SADC is an organization. It's an organization of dirty people. We cannot rely on SADC or African Union, but we have to rely on individual countries within these countries. People like, governments like South Africa. If South Africa decides not to support ED, then we are home and dry. And also, of course, other neighboring countries, very, very important. Of late, I've heard Malema blaming ED, blaming ZANU-PF government, which is very good. He has added a voice on that, which is very good for us, I think.
Okay, but is it sufficient to rely on outsiders? We saw that on the 31st of July, Zimbabweans stayed at home. What can Zimbabweans do internally to make a change?
Very well, very well. That is not sufficient. The outside support alone, without us taking an initiative, it's not enough. That will not bring change to us, because eventually those countries will get to a point where they will get tired and say, okay, so what should we do? Because Zimbabweans themselves are not doing enough for themselves. And so we need to take advantage of every situation that is going on to our advantage as citizens of Zimbabwe. But this requires unity. In addition to this, I wish to just make a short comment on the 31st of July demonstration. Look, the 31st July demonstration was organized by whoever. Whoever organized it earnestly, genuinely, I applaud them. I say thank you to them. I say they are heroes. But whoever did it for the sake of promoting ZANU government did it. I mean, now it has backfired because actually the 31st July demonstration, today it is showing that it was a success, in that the whole world is beginning to blame the ZANU-PF government. The whole world, that the global community that has been supporting Emmerson Mnangagwa and team, today they no longer support him because they have seen his true colors. And this has been necessitated by the 31st July demonstration. And that way, that demonstration was a success, was a great success because of that. But that alone is not enough. If we are content and comfortable by only that demonstration, the success of that demonstration, and we don't take advantage of it and move forward powerfully with you know, the punch that it requires as a nation, then we are bound to lose as well. We need to take in other initiatives. Citizens have a lot to do. They have a role to play if we are to succeed. I am from Zimbabwe People Power Movement. Zimbabwe People Power Movement has been there. We have rolled out a petition, and this petition is now strongly supported by whatever happened on 31st July 2020. And that alone, if people of Zimbabwe really understood that petition, what it says, then everybody would come on board and sign that petition, because that petition is a huge milestone. It is just telling United Nations and everyone else that Zimbabweans are suffering, Zimbabweans are being killed, Zimbabweans are being, you know, are facing hardships simply because of this regime. And if we all support that, we can up other steps that are ahead of us. We have other measures as Zimbabwe People Power Movement that we are going to take to liberate the people of Zimbabwe. As I promised earlier on, that I will give my own signal. I don't mean to say I am a hero or I am the best. If there is someone with the best strategy, with the best idea, let them put it forward. I will be ready to support it. I will be the first to support it, as long as that idea will liberate the people of Zimbabwe. What we need is to liberate people of Zimbabwe. I've heard some comments, I've read some comments where people were saying, no, Matapo is a ZANU-PF project. Okay, no problem. Leave me aside. Don't follow me as Matapo because you said I am a ZANU-PF project. Don't follow me, but follow the idea. If my idea is bad, come up with another better idea. All we need is to see the people of Zimbabwe liberated as early as yesterday. If people of Zimbabwe can get freedom today or tomorrow, then I'll be very happy. What we want is to remove this dictatorship at all costs, and we will do it no matter what. No matter the detractors, we have got so many people. Most of those who come along and start saying Matapo is a ZANU-PF project, they are ZANU-PF people, and they cannot even explain why they say that. And so, the people of Zimbabwe, let us unite as Zimbabweans and do something that will see us free. I will soon give you, or at whatever point, I will give out a signal which will, mean something different. And I think that will put us, in a different trajectory, which will see the people of Zimbabwe free. Thank you.
Okay. So, Mr. Matapo, we have a Twitter trend which says Zimbabweans' life matter. That has gone viral everywhere. What is the significance of such a trend?
Yeah, this is, in my view, that is very important. That is very good because it triggers, it tells the whole world that at the moment the Zimbabwean government is not valuing the lives of Zimbabweans. That's one. Secondly, it actually ignites, minds of different people who might not have been aware that we have got such a situation going on in Zimbabwe. But it will, this hashtag, which has gone viral, will be meaningless if we don't take advantage of it and do something and act upon or take action, appropriate action that will see us free. So it's a combination of two things. The first one is that it is important in that it tells people where we are. Second point is that we need to take advantage of it, that creation of awareness, and we have to take action, appropriate action. And that appropriate action must be coordinated, must have some kind of leadership that will coordinate it. And this is exactly what Zimbabwe People Power Movement is doing.
Okay, the political party called the EFF in South Africa, they say they want to close the embassy of Zimbabwe in South Africa. Do you think that action would trigger something else, like international condemnation of ZANU-PF?
Well, it's some kind of a protest. Closing it, if ANC does not want, then they might not be able to close it. It might be difficult. But all the same, it's an effort that is, we applaud it because it will tell the international community, it will make them understand the situation in which we are. So in my view, it's a good move. It's a step ahead. It's a step forward. So we should applaud it.
Okay, so Mr. Matapo, let's summarize. You said ZANU-PF and Mnangagwa, they are losing support, and the international community is realizing that Mnangagwa is not what he claimed to be when he got in. You also said people internally need to do more. Zimbabweans need to do more to help the situation. They can't just sit back and hope the international community to do everything for them. And some of the actions that you talked about include signing the petition that you've put out and supporting demonstrations when they are called and speaking out. What is needed to make the opposition parties work together? Because as we speak right now, you have a petition, Chajamuka has put out a petition, the MDC has put out a petition, and it seems like the leaders of the opposition, like Nelson Chamisa, they're not speaking out. What is needed to move from where we are now to a point where we get the needed critical mass to get real action on the ground?
Yes, I think the people of Zimbabwe do not need to look at leaders. Our biggest challenge is that people of Zimbabwe look at leaders in their personal capacities. And that is a serious mistake because these leaders will never unite and come up with one thing, as I see it. Some of them are so egocentric. They want just things for themselves. They say it's either me or nothing should happen, which is very bad. That's why I've come today and say, if there is anyone with a better idea, they can put it forward, and I will be number one. I will be the first to support that idea, as long as that idea will see the people of Zimbabwe free. What I don't want is an action that will not, bring freedom, but it will make the people of Zimbabwe suffer. I won't support that kind of idea. So what is needed is the people of Zimbabwe to actually be able to see what is good for them, rather than just looking at individuals and say, no, if it's not Matapo, we will not support. Or if it's not John, we will not support. That is a very wrong mentality. That is what has killed the opposition politics in Zimbabwe. That is what has made us to be where we are today. We will never remove ZANU-PF as long as we think that there are some leaders that are more special than others, or that freedom can only come from John and not from Moses. Instead, we should look outside the box and embrace every idea that comes. We evaluate it and then we say, this is a good idea. Let's follow it and see. So this is why you see there are so many petitions. People don't read those petitions to see what petition is going to lead us where. Think before you just sign. You go and sign a petition, it dies down after a while. Another petition, it dies down. How will that help? Why not, critically look at each and every petition before you just say, this is a good petition. I don't know what people want to achieve, but by and large, I blame the Zimbabweans for the delays in freedom, because it appears most people don't even understand what they want. Do they want particular leaders or they want freedom? That's the question that they should answer. Thank you.
Okay. The MDC, through Welshman Nube this weekend, and Tendai BT, they specifically said they want dialogue with ED Mnangagwa. Do you agree that there should be dialogue, or Mnangagwa should just be removed?
That is very funny to say you want dialogue with Mnangagwa. Dialogue with ZANU to achieve what? What will be achieved out of that dialogue? Only that the leaders will enjoy. Yes, they will eat as leaders, but nothing to the people. We will continue to suffer. So that dialogue on its own will not yield anything. ZANU-PF as a system, as a whole system, must just be removed once and for all. That's what we need at this point in time. We are sick and tired of this dialogue. We are sick and tired of this stealing of elections. We are sick and tired of lies. We must take action that will remove ZANU-PF into its totality. That is the only way. That is the only thing that we should do as Zimbabweans. No, nothing. We are sick and tired of being fooled. They will be fooled. If this is what they want, let them go ahead. But Zimbabwe People Power Movement will not stop. Zimbabwe People Power Movement will take action when the time is right. Thank you.
Okay, I think we have covered the essentials of the topic, and I think let's wrap it up, and then we'll come back again over the weekend to assess what will have happened. And I think the key points that I want us to take from this discussion is that you said the 31st July was a success because it has brought attention on Zimbabwe, and the international community has revealed or has shown its support for Zimbabweans through the hashtags like Zimbabwean Lives Matter. But you also said that Zimbabweans are looking too much at leaders, and because the leaders are not united, this is also causing problems, making it impossible for change to come into Zimbabwe. And you said dialogue with ED Mnangagwa will not work. And I think this is where there is a bit of a difference of approach between the MDC and other parties. They want dialogue, other parties don't want dialogue. Are you sure that your method will be accepted? Once you take your action, is it going to get support from the ground?
Certainly, we will get support. That is not an issue. That is not an issue at all. We will get support internally and externally. We are, as I said before, we are engaging the doctrine of lesser magistrate. Those of you who do not know the doctrine, what the doctrine of lesser magistrate say or says, they have to revisit and read. Check Google for it and read. That is the doctrine that was used by the Americans in 1776 when they declared independence in the United States of America. And we are certainly going to declare independence at some point. The time will come when we will say enough is enough. The army, the police, prison service, CIOs, you are all Zimbabweans. And we are saying to you, when we declare independence, you have to be on the side of the people. I will give you the command, and I know you will adhere to that. You will not take illegal orders from the regime, because the regime will be no more as soon as the declaration has been made. And I will make the declaration. Then from there on, we'll have a transitional system, a transitional council will be set up, and we'll take, we'll take over and take our country forward for a certain period. Of course, it will not be less than 1 year. I cannot specifically say it will be 1.5 years or 2 years or what, but it will be meant to sort the ground, make sure the ground has been perfected for elections, for the economy, for everything, and then free and fair elections will be conducted at some point. That is when political parties will come in with their leaders and what have you. That is the only point at which people can then start looking at individual leaders. Thank you.
Okay, but Mnangagwa said today, people like yourself will be flushed out. I think you heard his speech this morning. Are you able to withstand it being flushed out?
Yeah, those are wishful, that's wishful thinking of a regime that has lost track of what they were supposed to do. We will never be flushed. We will see who is going to be flushed, him or us. We will see. Time will come. I have said that the most appropriate time will come. Zimbabwe People Power Movement is going to, get there. And Zimbabwe people, we do not mince our words. What I say is what I do. And we will do it together as one, as Zimbabweans. People of Zimbabwe, remember these words. Your freedom is coming. Joy will come. Rugare rwauya. ZPPM woye, rugare rwauya. Rugare rurikuya. Freedom is coming. Enjoyment is coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matapo, and I've really enjoyed talking to you. Is there anything else you want to say before we close?
Thank you, Mr. Gambakwe. Thank you for this. This is very, very important. The people of Zimbabwe, let us unite under Zimbabwe People Power Movement. I am not saying leave your political parties. Remain in your political parties. Remain with your leaders, whoever your leaders. I don't mean to destroy any political party, but we want to unite. Zimbabwe People Power Movement is above political parties. It is there to unite all Zimbabweans under a non-political entity called Zimbabwe People Power Movement, which is going to deliver change for all Zimbabweans, not just a single political party. So anyone who asks Zimbabwe People Power Movement to join a political party is reducing ZPPM to be a political party. We are not. We are bigger than. We are the mother body of all these individual or small groupings. They come together under Zimbabwe People Power Movement. So we are going to triumph. We are going to win. Thank you very much. I love Zimbabweans.
Thank you very much, Mr. Matapo, and we'll see you again very, very soon.
Thank you. Thank you.